Yes, Annette.
Here we go, ladies. How is? Nice one. Life force. Wendy. This is the first time it happened. We had the intro and we were dancing to it. And like my grandson Zayden, he is 4. He is keeping telling us who, and we call him the owl. Who. So who is going to sponsor our amazing show? There is still a question mark. But I know the right sponsor with a heart of an author's Journey Heart will sponsor us. So, my beautiful ladies, and Howard is in studio listening. Welcome to our first reflection show today. So nobody know exactly how this is going to go, and we're going to just trust and know that God will make this an amazing show. My beautiful Rosebud, I will ask you if Howard do type something in the private chat. Then let us know. And then my beautiful Laura, if I can start with you, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm excited for this show. I was looking over uh, kind of the reflection sheet of the authors, so I have some thoughts, but depending on which direction you're taking us. But I'm Laura Brennan Ballet, thought, energy, empowerment, leadership coach. Like all of us here in this beautiful environment, we are authors and storytellers, we're creatives. We have this opportunity to take knowledge and impart it out into the world and empower others. So we speak, we heal, we guide, we support. And I love what we do. I think if we ever had to stop, we still should just like do our own, like every Wednesday and figure out how to do it anyways, because the people are so amazing that come on. We are this family with Howard. The four of us have such an amazing kinship and love and friendship and just a heartfelt energy around writers and authorship. So thank you.
Well, thank you, my beautiful Laura, or as I call you, my life force, my energy life force, my beautiful Rosebud. Krista, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Krista, also known as Rosebud, and I'm very honored that I have that name because for me, a rosebud is someone who or something that struggles and is planted and then becomes something beautiful. So as I reflected on that name, I thought that's really what my book was about. So my book is called Skip the Pain, Experience the Pleasure. My tagline, I have to say it, cut the crap that's holding you back so you can live the life you love. And very similar to how Rosebud is, it talks a little bit about the pain, the growing pains, but I really focus on how you can experience life just like a rose ends up, being beautiful and growing and everybody seems to gravitate to it and inspires other people. So that's really what my book is about. Again, like everybody else, international speaker, TV co-host.
Yeah.
can't forget that. Energy worker in different modalities, and I'm just so thrilled to be here. I totally agree, Laura. Going through the list and going through my notes, it was it was so amazing to look back and see all the stories, all the beautiful authors that put their souls on writing in bookstores. And we have the honor to read them and share it with the world. So, yeah.
Wow.
So,
Brilliant.
Sinette, you introduce yourself.
I, I am Sanette. I am currently in New Zealand visiting my grandchildren. Oh, and it's such a blessing. I'll tell you, when I get to bed, I am dead tired, dead
Yeah.
tired. But I enjoy every minute. This morning we had Xander and myself swing. And he said, "Oh, me, what if you go not sit like this on the swing, but you go in between and you go like a
Yeah.
rocking horse or something?" But I tell you, I tried. Oh my goodness, it feels very funny. But I never thought I will be swinging not the right way of swinging, and that was amazing. So my beautiful ones out on E360, I am your voice amplifier. I create space and stages for incredible humans around the world to come and share their stories, their brilliance, and their wisdom. So it's truly an honor to be a co-host with two amazing ladies, my beautiful Rosebud and my beautiful Last Force. And if you allow me, I would love to read our Miracle Man's um, elevator pitch. If you just give me 1 second, there you go. Our beautiful Miracle Man, Howard Brown, our shiny, bright Miracle Man, as I call him, is a Silicon Valley entrepreneur, best-selling author of Shining Brightly, award-winning international speaker, inspirational podcast, and we did celebrate his 100th episode. And I made a beautiful, well, I written a beautiful article for him in the Diamond Mama magazine. Congratulations, my beautiful Howard. Mwah! Here is you, and he's a survivorship coach, a health technology consultant, and a two-time stage 4 cancer patient survivor, 30 years apart. He shares the keys to leading a resilient life with hope to drive successful community leaders, business innovators, and healthcare patients activate. And be prepared to be inspired. His golden nugget is shine brightly, and I have to put on my glasses. So, ladies, I hope you've got your glasses as well. Oh, no, I cannot read. Shine brightly a little bit each day for ourselves, others, and our communities does make the world a better place. Oh, wow.
Yay, Howard.
Thank
And
you.
again, for those who didn't see it, here is his amazing book. Everyone needs to go out and get it.
Wow, thank you for that, my beautiful Crystal. So, ladies, Howard is in studio, my beautiful viewers, but his camera cannot pick up the voice or his camera or the his mobile cannot pick up the two. So he is here, he's listening, and if there's any questions or statements, he will write for us in the comments. But our miracle man is going through something at the moment. So we just want to send all our prayers and all our love to you, my beautiful Howard.
Yep. Mwah. We love you.
So, ladies, I was thinking, because this is our first reflection session, I was thinking of reading the names for you, and we can start with the latest one and just quickly go through each book. One thing that you can remember of the book, and then we will do an overall. I don't know if that will be okay with the two of you.
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know if I'll remember every single thing. I was going to come from the perspective of maybe what books like
I thought
resonated
so
in
too.
my
Yeah.
heart or in my mind, but because we've gone through how many? 20.
22.
Woo! So however you
Go
want to
ahead,
do it.
and we'll see what
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
I just don't want to skip anyone. So that's the reason why
No.
I think if I that's
Yeah,
why I also did the list so that we don't skip anyone. I really want to make sure that we highlight as many as we can, but try and highlight as we can. So let us just quickly do this and then we can do the highlighting part if you don't mind.
Mhm.
So episode 22, we had Wendy Trevarthen, and I pronounced her name correctly. She came last week. Her book was Dear Nurse Me, Transition. So maybe we can do a speed run between the three of us. If I call the name out and the author, and we can do a speed run. How does that sound? And then we also honor our beautiful Howard with the speed run.
absolutely.
Okay. So, Laura, you go, and then Krista, and then myself. So, the first author, episode 22, Wendy Trevarthen, Dear Nurse Me Transitions.
Yeah. So, quick speed round. I'm going to offer the fact that this was a nurse and yet she was a life coach. This is something that I loved about her. So, nursing and care. And you would think, okay, not too far of a stretch. But when you listen to her, the level and the depth of her intellect and how she was able to transition into a career into really supporting nursing. And I guess quickly also, she's going to be creating a podcast for the nursing environment. So super cool, almost like a second career on top of a 30 something year career. So I think it's very kind of inspiring for those of us that may think, oh, I'm done with one thing. But no, she figured out how to parlay it into something really cool. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I've got
Beautiful.
goosebumps. Do you know why I've got goosebumps, my beautiful Laura? A lot of, especially women, when they get to a certain age and the children are not in the house, they don't know what they're going to do. They don't think there's a possibility of anything. I love it.
It's
My
quite
beautiful.
the opposite. Quite the opposite.
Yes, I totally agree. So Wendy was very inspirational during her talk because not only did she share her earlier memories when she started to be a nurse, she talked about the current system and how the system doesn't always really work on the nurses' side. I mean, who really listens to the nurses? So she was talking about a little bit about how to, value, to celebrate their wins. And sometimes if you don't celebrate their wins, so I remember she made a comment that celebrate your own wins. And what I took away from that was it's not just about nursing. So this book is really inspiring to everybody. Everything within this book could really be transferred to any part of life. So, yeah, it was a great book.
Wow. I loved it. Thank you, my beautiful Krista. For me, it was like a mammoth thing for me because Wendy is bestowing wisdom. So she's actually a wisdom keeper. So for me, thank you, my beautiful Wendy, for doing the second book of the trilogy. And I know so many, it's going to be like a Bible for nurses. And so many nurses will be able to benefit from your book. So, one done, my beautiful one. The next episode was our Shannan Kim, and she wrote, How the hell did I get here? Forever changing the blueprint of addiction and abuse. Laura?
Yeah. So from what I remember with Shannon, so many of us, right, we experience addictions and abuses all on all different levels. And what I loved, and I think my power, my kind of power word for her was generational change. And I remember how important that was. And that's impactful for all of us because we can move ourselves into the position of accountability, self accountability, so that we can change the generational curses and patterns that are in play. And so I'm going to just stay with that. That was very powerful, I think, in her book and the way she expressed herself when she was in the author spotlight.
And
Yes.
Howard is giving us a kiss. Mwah. Thank you, Howard. Krista?
I totally agree. And I think one of the things that really hit me was how she felt insignificant. And I think a lot of us could relate to that. And again, like Laura said, the generational, um, how alcoholism and a lot of things can continue on, but she is going to break it. She is breaking it. She has broken it. And now she's there for her family. And sharing her experience, strength, and hope really with the rest of the world. So, yeah, excellent book.
Wow. I love Shannon when she explained how did she become the way that she is through
Mm.
self-love. And all of you know self-love have changed my life. My business name is called Self-Love Ignites Me. So that was truly for me such a beautiful way of expressing to get to know yourself and to love yourself. So our next book was our next author was a very strange recording. Renee, yoga for your face. She wanted to do the expressions with her face, and her camera didn't work. My beautiful viewers on E360, it was the strangest thing. As soon as I clicked on the button end broadcast. Here comes a face, a camera is working. So, my beautiful Laura,
Yeah. So this was really cool because there was a very exquisite picture of her that thank goodness we had, which showed that beauty and that power behind what she did. But what I loved about this is who would think yoga for your face? And again, it wasn't just a writer sharing ideas. This was so well thought through of why we hold the expressions in our face, how the wrinkles get into position, how we can start thinking about things more emotionally, or in my case, the thought energy around stresses on the face, and how important it is to take care of really our calling card, right? That everybody sees. Everybody looks at each other's face. That's the first thing we see, whether it's the eyes, whether it's a smile, it doesn't matter. And she has a really unique way of kind of softening some of life's challenges. So,
Yeah.
yoga for face is super cool.
Yeah, I totally agree. One of the things I loved, and if I could remember the numbers, I would say it, but there's so many bunch of
Muscles.
muscles we have in our smile alone. So how many muscles it takes to frown, and then how many muscles it takes to smile. And that simply alone really changed my whole belief system and is so true. How smiling not only helps your face physically, it also, again, she attaches how emotionally, how we feel. And that affects how we think. And when it really comes down to it, it affects how we act. So not only is it about making your face more beautiful. It's about self love and self care and making yourself more beautiful.
I
Nice.
love that. So, my beautiful ones, our next book was Colin Waite's Murder at the Manor. Oh, that was our first crime novel. I
I loved
thoroughly
this.
enjoy it. So, over to you, Laura.
I know. I really enjoy this. I think because of who he is. It was his nature. He was so easy to talk to. He had a very unique life. I mean, it wasn't that he went off in some fantasy writing world about this. He was connected to this world if we look at, detective work. And I love that he actually was driving somewhere and saw the actual manor that
Yeah.
sparked it. And I don't know, I'm a nonfiction writer and a nonfiction reader, and this was a super cool book. I just think the way he honored the female lead character and gave her a little bit of empowerment energy. So I picked up on that. We talked about that. So I just think, again, this is such a testament, Sinette, to what you've created for us. Here we are looking at a nurse. We're looking at alcoholism and legacy. We're looking at yoga for the face. Now we're talking about, right, a murder mystery writer. This is the power and the beauty of the show. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm right on the same page, and I found myself when I was reading it. First of all, when I was on the show, it was very difficult not to give any of the information away. And that's only because it was so amazing the way he wrote it. So when I read it, you went on a journey, and then you I felt like I was experiencing the journey. So if someone walked in, or if you heard, a noise, or you heard a door, I could envision exactly what that manor looked like. Like if I could draw it out, I can envision it. So the technique and his words, how he explained it, and the journey through it, and right up to the end, keeps you literally at the edge of your seat. So, yeah, fantastic book and fantastic author.
Wow, also agree, but also like Laura said, he honored the female character, and he based it on somebody he knew, and he knew how the lady struggled to get where she was. It was totally amazing. I loved it. So let me just quickly open the page again, and then we can go to the next one. The next one was Lisa and Scott. So Lisa and Scott come twice. They were part of this a Diamond Author's Journey in the Diamond Moments magazine. So we first of all looked at Lisa's book, 6 Months of Love, and we have done Scott's book, My Perfect Storm. But we're going to talk about all three books. And then they came episode 11 and 10 again. Lisa talked about 1 year of love, and Scott, we did My Perfect Storm. So we had done twice his book. So my beautiful ladies, and maybe I will start with you for now, Krista, because you introduced Lisa to me, and you also sent them the direction of the show to talk about their three books.
Yes. So first of all, both of them are amazing, authentic people. And one of the things that really shined through was their authenticity and how vulnerable they were to literally all the viewers. And now it is in writing. And I happen to have their books. So here we have 6 Months of Love, and Scott's is My Perfect Storm. Both made Amazon #1 bestseller, as well as Lisa's other book, A Year of Love, that also made Amazon #1 bestseller. So basically, both of their books. So Lisa talks a little bit more about her journey, about finding romance, and really going into the self-help world and bringing that and setting boundaries. And Scott talks a little bit more about his life and what he's gone through. So both really give you those aha moments. And one of the things that I love is every morning and every night they have this ritual. Now, I may not say it exactly, so feel free to correct me, but one was something like, how could I love you today?
Yes.
Or how can I, something like that. And at the end of the day, it's, did I love you today? Or did I do that today? So I think that is absolutely amazing. And the way they share that, yeah, kudos. So I loved it.
Thank you. So,
All of them.
Laura, there's a message from Howard, and then you can tell us your.
Oh, let me see. Was he able to get a message through? I got my
I
camera
don't.
and audio working, but I'm driving. Oh, okay. So he's with us in spirit. He is driving along with us in the car. So hopefully he'll be able to join us when he arrives safely to his destination.
Yes.
I know we're covering kind of episode 18 and then a little the other two episodes in this one. What I loved again is the soft part of me. It's a love story. It's a love story for self first, which allowed them to then discover the love between the two of them. And that's something that I found when not only reading the books, but when they were here in the spotlight. And especially Scott, his book was very raw. It really, he went through a lot, and how they met, and how they knew on some level, they just kind of merged in and off they went. And so I think, again, just to reiterate, when you learn and explore a love affair with yourself, it will attract the love affair with another. And so I'm just going to leave it at that for the two of
I
them.
I don't have another glasses, but I need to give you this.
Heart. Yeah, I remember how to do that. And
Give it
eyelashes.
Rose.
Oh, that's your. I must
Rose
just,
for love.
I must just say to you, my beautiful Laura, the best glasses ever was when you were in France, and you put the two spoons
Two
here.
spoons. Yeah.
I had spoons. And my mom's in Florida when I took her like granddaughter by love, and she had little baby glasses, and I put them on my nose. You have to get innovative here. We don't have the collection that you have, Queen.
Yeah, I must just say I've got a full box, a full packet at home, but now I've currently now have three. But I cannot find my blue glasses because the little one was walking around with it. But anyway, so
Yeah.
let us go continue. Thank you for that, my beautiful Laura and Krista. So the next one I was not able to attend. I had difficulties. So it was Regina Lefrance, Shyla. So my beautiful Wendy, sorry, my beautiful Laura. I'm reading Wendy's name here. So
I
sorry.
know, Wendy's next. Yeah, this is the book that I marked on the list for me. Uh, it This is a book that when you read, your brain tries to trick you and think that it can't be real, and there's no way it can be real. It's a made for TV movie, right? Or whatever it is. It's to think about her innocence at that age in that village and where she grew up, and the story around the priest, which is a figure that we are supposed to entrust with everything in our life. So I think this is an amazing story of, you talk about resilience and fortitude. You talk about not surviving, but really advancing who she became and did not attach. And I think, Krista, you remember as we were talking with her, we were all picking up on what she eventually expressed to us. And that book, when she wrote it and who she was in the author spotlight, was a world apart, and
Yeah.
she just advanced every aspect of mind, body, soul, and connection. And I just found that remarkable. In real time, you were able to witness an author that went through a very tragic experience, and an author being spotlighted, and how empowered she really became. So again, testament to the show, and testament to the creation of writing and storytelling. And so I thought that was amazing. Her episode.
Yeah, I really enjoyed her episode. I'm going to be completely honest, reading her book literally brought me to tears. Having said that, that's not to scare anybody away from reading that book. It is a true, heartfelt, vulnerable book that I think she had a lot of healing writing it. And after I read it, it reminded me so many of the things that maybe I didn't speak up about. And so good for her. Good for her for speaking up, writing about it, and coming on and telling her story. And one thing that really stuck with me is when she said, again, don't quote me, but when a child says no, listen to them. I
Yeah.
don't want to go to piano lessons. Maybe, say, is it because, to figure out whatever, but maybe stay with them. I don't want to go to, whether it be church or whatever. I don't want to. That really, really stuck with me. So if a child says no, listen to them.
Yeah. Very important.
Wow, that's incredible. And our next book is Wendy B. King. She is in New Zealand. I'm going to see her in 2 weeks' time. and she wrote a book, Why Me? Losing Her Infant. Um, that was a quite an incredible story, and that was also the story that, for me, we allowed the author to speak much more. So there was not a lot of questions that we asked, but it was a very heartfelt episode first of all, but also when I read through her book, it really touched me. So, my beautiful Laura,
Yeah, this was a bit heartfelt for me too, because for someone who always wanted to have like a big family, and I personally gave up having a child so I could raise my two step babies. And so to feel almost a loss of a child without ever having one, but I could relate to it. Because somewhere right in my destiny, I gave that up. It was a loss for me personally. But very few people would understand that. So I think with her, again, it just woman to woman, and the self empowerment that she really expressed. I just found that so empowering, because the loss of a child, I mean, well, you can't say too much around that. And again, the grace of how she tells the story, I think, is so important for other people maybe that have gone through the same thing.
Yes, absolutely. So for those people who don't know what the cover looks like, it had the
Yeah.
teddy bear on it, very similar to this one. So I wanted to bring a little bit of a show and tell. And I was so amazed how she talked about her experience, and not only the experience she went through, the way she felt emotionally, and how she had to deal with the literally the loss, but it's not just the loss of the child, the loss of feeling like a mother, and everything she said, it was so beautiful. But then what really is inspiring is how she's turning that loss into hope for other people, and using her own vulnerable, really vulnerable story. And there's pain within that. By sharing that, she is helping so many people. So that's really what I took away from it. Oh, and I do have a quote. Laura, I'll do this for me and you. So it, in her book, the quote says, "Courage isn't having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have strength."
Yeah, I know. I
wow,
know.
wow,
We'll put some shine on that one.
yes, wow,
Yeah.
incredible, incredible.
And she'll get a light.
And then the next book we talked about, our beautiful author was Catherine Backer. Catherine has sent three beautiful people to be on the show. So I'm going to have a coffee chat today and on Friday with two of them. And then next week, I will have one with the gentleman. So the book that she had written a chapter in, The Voyage on the Return, The Path to Self-Discovery.
Yeah. Anyone want to go first?
I can go first.
Oh, okay, I didn't know Jeanette was going to talk.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't sure first,
Yeah, me
and
too.
that's what you love
Sorry.
about live TV. So one thing with her voyage, and the return, she really talked about the her inner warrior. And we all have an inner warrior that sometimes we suppress, right? And we kind of go back, or we don't want to shine our light, literally. And as she was going through the book, and I have a few things I wrote down, and she says, have you done your part? Really really listening to how we show up in the world. And her voyage, her past, her pain, and how she returns, now, in such a way that, again, being very inspirational to so many people. So yeah, great book.
I loved it. Laura?
Yeah, that's the warrior, right? I think females, especially. I don't know why I'm talking about girl power a lot today, but I think it's because we have such empowered authors, even though we've had Colin there too. but that inner warrior, right? So much we say we have got like that little warrior princess that resides within us. But I think when you read a book and someone actually took that that voyage, that exploration to discover that part of her and what that meant, I think most every reader could relate to it, and that's what I loved, again, because I'm always thinking about, the empowerment within the story. And if anyone walks away with anything, it is, I have that warrior within, and however I do take that voyage, and whether it propels me back in reflection or it advances me forward, that warrior energy stays with us.
I love that. And because she found her own warrior, she knows that she can believe in herself, and she actually bestowed that believing in yourself to so many women. She's particularly working with women all over the world. So, how incredible! So, just let me come back to my list. The next one was Natalie McQueen. And if I were in South Africa, I would have lifted Natalie's book up because I do have it. But her book was Gift of Legacy, Ultimate Blueprint for the Generations. So, my beautiful Laura.
Yeah, this was really cool. I love the idea of legacy and ancestral energy, but I never thought about it in the way that she presented it. In this book is it's like a whole system of how you can create a living legacy, which I love because right, that's real time energy. And then when you transition, right, there's it. I just thought it was so amazing, and it actually kind of created some things that I do now with my family. Um, Back way in the day, we used to have scrapbooks. And so I started a new one, right? Because nobody takes pictures anymore. And so I started saving, airline tickets or a corkscrew again, or a napkin that a chef wrote on, and really creating this legacy for my daughters because they were born in France. Their father was in the restaurant business for years. We all have a love of food. And this is something that when he is gone, they will have such fond memories. So I think actually, just like it says, blueprint, right? Create a blueprint of generations. And I think most people that read this book would be very surprised at how creative, and I think how important it is to leave a legacy.
I totally agree. Even if you think about it, when she mentioned writing your favorite recipes, I
Yes.
would have loved to. I'm not cooking at home, but I would have loved to give my husband some of my grandmother's recipes because her food was delicious. But Crystal,
Yeah, you know what? In the beginning of her book, she talks, maybe not in the very beginning, but in the early stages of her book, she talks about her own near-death experience. And that shows me she's been there, and that's what kind of sparked this whole thing. So it's not like she made this up or for a business or for anything else. She's been there. She was there and was faced literally with almost not leaving any type of legacy. What's going to happen to me, when I leave or when I die? And I think that that emotion and that the whole thought process impacted her so much that she created this, and now she gets to give it literally to the world. So when all of us have that time where we take our last breath, we know we left people, our loved ones, and again, generations to come, something that they can really not just remember you, but even get to know you by. That's what I really liked about some of the questions through it is, you know, sometimes you don't take time to really get to know somebody. So yeah, that's what I took away from the book.
wow, incredible. So, my beautiful one, I'm going to skip Penny Hopkins' book, The Manual Magic, because that one is a different story. And then I'm going to skip Howard Brown's book that we did for now, and also your book, Laura, and my book, Sanette. And Krista, I'm going to skip your book. So, we quickly will complete with the rest of the beautiful authors. Helena, she wrote a chapter in breaking the silent violence and chains so that you can break free. So that was also incredible for me because the moment that you forgive somebody and forgive yourself, then you are setting yourself free. Look here, who is here? Howard is here. Laura?
Oh, hello,
Yay!
Carol.
Okay, we
Woohoo!
all
Look
have to
at
do this quickly.
you. Oh my God, you are so amazing. You are a life force, unstoppable.
There we
Oh,
go, Mr. Shining Brearley himself.
I hope you feel the love.
All right. Hear me?
We hear you.
You hear?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm so sorry. Doctors don't work on our schedule for our show, but I was listening the whole time. You guys are doing fantastic. Oh my goodness. I do want to just add for a second that Regina LaFrance and Shayla is being made into a motion picture movie.
I knew it. We
It's
said
in,
that.
she's working
Yeah,
on
we said that.
financing. She has a director and all that sort of stuff. So it shows you that a book can be made into and films. It
Yeah.
happens all the time, and she's pursuing that.
That
Wow.
is
Awesome.
Incredible. So we must just let Colin know. Colin, I told you your book is going to be in a
yes.
movie. Wow. So, my beautiful Howard, are you okay, my beautiful one? Are you ready to continue?
Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's finish up.
So, Helena have done a chapter on breaking the silence. So, we do actually a speed run and we can actually go a little bit faster so that we can get to the manual we did. That was something different. So, Laura?
Yeah, so if it's okay, I would like to forfeit my time and let Howard come on in and because I just love the way he expresses everything. And so I'd like to offer the floor to Mr. Shining Brightly.
Well, thank you. So I will tell you that I thought that I was going to struggle with Penny's book, Penny Hopkinson, because it was a manual about franchising. And it became so much more than that because the life lessons, the teamwork, the actual ability to run a franchise, it was just not a manual. Okay. It was a guide. It was a guide to running a business. It was a guide to actually leadership and managing teams. And it just surprised me because I was like, actually, bring out a manual about franchising on our show, and we actually nailed it. We hit it hard of the park, and she felt so her expression
Oops.
of just what we did because we asked her questions of what she was thinking and how she was doing it, and her expression just left me with such an imprint. I actually loved it.
Yeah.
Incredible. Krista?
Okay, so speaking of Penny's book, yeah, the manual wasn't just a manual for her specific, franchises. It was a manual that we could all implement in absolutely anything and actually any areas of our life, how to streamline, certain things. And if you think about in your own life, how busy are we doing what? We're busy, busy, busy people. Do we get anything accomplished? So reading this book really gave me some inspiration to really streamline my own life. So there's my speed round.
And Laura, for you, for Penny's book?
Yeah, same thing. Who would have thunk it that a woman that of her intellect, right, her background, the awards, the accolades that she has in that business, that we could look at a book about franchise or how to run a franchise, how to market a franchise, and it was all about running and marketing your life. And I thought that was like the coolest thing. We really did recalibrate that book into an empowered session.
I love it. So I will quickly go through my list here. So for Helena, our beautiful Helena, all the way from Cyprus, breaking the silence. Her book was incredible. She had a chapter in the book where she have let go of what happened to her in the past, and she have forgiven herself and others, and she are healing the world. And then J.L. Keys, her book on anorexia, Unlocking Understanding Your Story Through Mine, Wow, that was incredible because a beautiful JL is an amazing writer. She's also one of the writers for the Diamond Moment magazine, and she have put it her heart out to tell us how she felt and what she did. And then we had beautiful Donna Meeder, and she did Dating is Not Personal, and we just love Donna. And she come to tell us that you need to value yourself enough to say yes to the people that wants to have you in their life. And then we had Michael LeBlanc, Manifest a Better Life with God. How beautiful. And also beautiful. Michael's meditations were so amazing. And then Sunay Swanepoel, One Life, Voiceless No More. How Sunay have got to her inner beauty, her inner self, change her whole life by loving herself first. And now she empowers so many ladies around the world. And then we had our beautiful Dar Geiger. She came and talked about reignite your joy. She is our joyologist, and I struggle always to say that word. And my beautiful Howard, you always say you remember something about Dar's book. Can you tell us what is that?
I did because I really had to think about it because in my morning mantra, I always say that I'm going to choose kindness. I'm going to choose gratitude. I'm going to choose healing. I'm going to choose to be kind. And I added one, choose joy every day. That's the impact it had on me.
Wow, beautiful. So I had a quick speed run through the first books that we did. So my beautiful Howard, of all the seasons episodes we did, and we didn't discuss our books, the four of our books. Please tell us, is there anything that you want to mention about all the authors and the books that we went through?
I want to say that I love the fact that we're talking about before, during, and after authorship. Your book is out there for the world. Your message is out there, and people are reading it and commenting it. And we are changing people's lives because we are bringing them. And Sanette, through your voice amplification, we are sharing them with the world. Okay, because not only do we share them on E360, we are sharing them on our own social media portals and our own websites. And I think we've just built this family of authors. It's really amazing. We take audience participation, and we give this just this authenticity because it comes from our different points of view. Now, we have a lot of commonality, but we don't always agree, and we steal each other's questions all the time because we're reading the book individually. All right. And I want to tell you that the few people that I brought onto the show have just had such appreciation because there's nothing like, and to be able to then use this for their own promotion to go for and to get stages to even actually write in collaborative books like the Art of Connection, like we're all doing. And so I think it's powerful. Our impact is amazing. And I love this and I don't want to miss it. And I'm so sorry. My doctor's appointment ran late.
No, you're here. We're so
you're here.
thrilled that you made
That's
it.
a miracle.
You are my miracle man, my beautiful one. You are. I love you. My beautiful Laura.
Yeah, again, as we all do, we kind of piggyback on each other's thought processes. We're honored. We're just honored to be in connection with one another. This is a family, and we love what we do. We are creatives, right? We're writers, we're storytellers, and we're collaborators. And this is, I think, the power of what the authors experience when they come into the spotlight. It's such a unique experience. And again, like Howard said, we all have our own mindset. And so we bring questions that, though there might be some similarities, Krista and I, we love our quotes and things of that nature, but we always ask a different question in a different way. And the authors love it. They're challenged. They feel supported. I just think it's an amazing experience. I personally reach out to so many people and I don't understand. It's like, come on the show. There's nothing like it in the world. Nothing. And I
Yeah.
actually saw someone on LinkedIn attempting to do a little something, but they've faded away very quickly. And so I again, authorship, writers, storytellers, collaboration, it's a beautiful experience.
Oh, thank you. And for you, my beautiful Krista?
So I know I'm being conscious of time, so I'll make mine a little bit quick. So it's not just reading the book, but it's getting to know the person. And as we all were able to interview and talk to the person, it was a conversation. It didn't feel like an interview, although we all come with questions that we write down, and usually they go out the window. It was a conversation. And again, about this show and the magic of the show. And Sanette, I know you said we're not going to talk about our books, but I have to say one quick thing just about so just before, if you're okay with this, before in the green room or the back room before we started the show, Sanette shared a beautiful story how she went on a swing with her grandson, and she went on a couple different ways. But anyway, she went on a swing, and in her book. That I happen to have here. I just have to say that was one of the reasons, that was one of her inspirations of, of her journey. And for her, it was like a weight loss and so much more. So I not only read her, I'm getting goosebumps right now. I not only read her book, but now I'm seeing like the other side. Like you went on the swing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Let
And
me
you
tell
shared
you
that with us.
something.
Oh, hold on.
Put your shades on.
There you are. Thank you, my beautiful
I
Krista.
also wait. I want to add, Sanette. I want to ask you how you feel, but I do want to thank you that the show ebbs and flows, and for you guys to allow the speed round at the end because
Oh,
I work hard at that. I take it very
thank you.
seriously to do a speed round with them is one of my little features that I and value add. So thank you for that, and please share your experience. What are you feeling?
Wow. So, my beautiful ones, when I envisioned this, I said to God, I would love to honor just to find out why the authors have written it. I know why I've written my book. I know how I struggled to get my book published for 2 years. And I was wondering, will not be the other people that would really want to know the why you have written the book. So that was, and then God, I gave it to God. I love to use my imagination and give it to God. And God have given me an amazing dream. And then I had to see if I can get this show done. And the president of the network said, "Wow, that sounds amazing." And I have already envisioned that I would ask all of you because you were particularly chosen. God have given me for you to be my co-host. We lost Buddy and Randy, but maybe they will come back. But it doesn't matter. And when I did the concept for 8 weeks, we did the concept one, and I presented again to the network. And he said yes. I was over the moon. So today is our episode 23. Today I'm truly privileged and so blessed that Krista, Laura, and Howard, that you are my co-hosts, that we have the amazing ability to ask any questions to an author, not only on the author's book, but also about the author itself. Because a lot of people discuss their books and then forgot about the author. We are doing everything. And we even, wait for it, and we even have a paparazzi.
Ooh, I love that.
What is that, Howard?
Oh,
Oh,
cool. It's like an orb.
yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. What's
We all
that?
have our little show
I
and
don't know.
tell.
I have to have something. And
Yes,
Here's your proof.
my goddaughter made it for me.
I love it. I love it. So for me, I'm totally honored. And then I would love to give a message to all our authors and all our amazing diamond beauties and Tanzanite heroes. Thank you for your spending time and viewing these shows. Thank you for being part of an amazing community, a loving community. To all our authors, thank you for your inspiration. I know that you are going to inspire millions of people. And then on to all our viewers on E360, thank you for viewing. Thank you for your comments. And please, if you would love to connect with any of us, go down in the show notes and you will have all of our connection points. And we are so honored that you are spending time with us. So today, I am on a free version on wave.video. There's something wrong with the link. So I cannot play my song. But I do have something here, but I'm not sure how it's going to sound because I tried all the ways to try and bring my song up. So I'm not able to. So I'm just going to say Lady Brand of Soul. I don't know what it is, but anyway, my beautiful guest, host, will you have a dance with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. My beautiful viewers on E360, will you have a dance with us? They said yes. They said yes. Here we go.
Come on, it's shining brightly.
This to our miracle man.
Mwah.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Oh, love you, love you, love you, my beautiful Krista, Laura, and Howard, my beautiful viewers. Sending you all our love. Mwah.
Mwah.
Bye, everybody.